Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And today we're talking about multiple word modals. If you guys have any questions on this class or any ideas for future classes, you guys can message me on Facebook or on my Verbling inbox. And I'll give you my Facebook in the chat box. Martin, welcome to class.
Thanks, Lisa. How are you?
Good. How are you? How was your weekend?
I'm fine. I had a really relaxing weekend.
Excellent. Sounds nice.
Yeah, I deserve it sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. And what did you do this weekend that was so relaxing?
I just went out with a couple of friends to drink a beer. Nothing else, nothing special.
Very nice. That sounds a little special.
A little bit boring, maybe. Anyway.
No, it's very nice. All right. And Alessia, welcome to class. How are you?
Thank you. Hi, Michaela. Hi, everybody. And I'm great. I just came back from a little visit of West Island. I
Wow,
spent
nice.
a full day to go around, and it's so beautiful. And today is my birthday, so I'm very happy. This
Happy
evening,
birthday!
yeah, 1 year more. I'm old now. And, and nothing else. This evening, I should be to go with my friends and my boyfriends to drink something, and that's all. Nice to meet you.
Do you have any special plans for your birthday?
No, nothing else. I would like to organize like a barbecue in my garden, but today it's a raining day, so it's not a great idea. And a lot of my friends finished to work at 7 o'clock, so it's too late, I think. And it's possible that we will go to drink something in a pub or in some club.
All right, fair enough. But don't forget, you can do it on the weekend because this is your birthday month, not just your birthday.
Yeah,
It's your birthday month.
yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you for your advice.
All right. And Ana Milena, welcome to class.
Good morning, Michaela.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you. Very, very good. And you?
I'm doing really well. I had a relaxing weekend, and so far this week is going really well. How's your week going?
For me, it's the days are quiet, very cold, and raining in this moment. So this day it's a little freeze.
Ah, it's cold, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So cold, but rainy days I think are nice. They give you an excuse to watch movies and read books and just stay in bed a little while longer.
A little cup of coffee.
Yes. Coffee,
Yes.
hot chocolate,
Oh,
tea.
yes. It's a good idea.
Excellent. All right. Antonio, welcome to class.
Hello, thank you.
And how's your week going?
Sorry?
How's your week going?
We're going. Well, I think good. It's a normal week.
Normal. Okay. So
Normal, yes.
a little boring?
No, I study English, and after that, I go to yeah, I go to the beach after that. Well, the same in the Tuesday this.
All right. A little verbling, a little beach. That sounds nice.
Yes, it's my routine.
Very nice routine.
Yeah.
Jealous. Okay. Bruno, welcome to class. Bruno, are you there? Okay. Bruno, if you're having trouble with your microphone, just check out my screen share. You can change your settings up here. So your settings come on this little cog button. And you can change what microphone, which I actually need to do also. There. Okay. And if you're having trouble with your settings, let me know in the chat box. All right. Rafael, welcome to class.
Hi, Michaela.
Hello. How's your week going so far?
A little bit boring because everything is normal and it is a rainy day here in Rio de Janeiro and I don't like it.
You know, it's raining everywhere right now. Everyone's saying that it's raining. But rain is special. I think rain is great.
Rainy is great when you are at home, not when you need to work. Because I don't like umbrella, I don't like buses, everything is wet, so that's why I don't like rainy days when I need to leave home.
Yeah, it can be difficult for sure. But you should reward yourself with a hot cup of chocolate.
No, because it's not allowed to do that during the week because I lost 17 kilos recently, so I need to stay fit.
A diet, okay.
Yes, sugar only on the weekends.
Okay, well then reward yourself with a pat on the back.
With
I don't know.
English.
Yeah,
with
reward
English,
yourself
because
with something else.
I like
Yeah,
to
with
press
English. Excellent, excellent.
Well, thank you.
All right. And last but not least, Hussein, welcome to class. How's your week going?
It's going pretty good, thank you. Okay, everything is okay here. How about yours?
Going really well here. It's not raining like it is in a few other parts of the world, but my week has been good. Pretty normal, relaxed. I'm getting some stuff done and getting ready for a vacation at the end of August, so I'm excited.
Very good.
And I put the notes in the chat box for you guys. Today we're talking about some multiple word modals. We've got two categories of modals. We've got modals that are just one word like would, could, should, shall, can, will, etc., etc. There's a lot of them. And then we have multiple word modals, which we're going to talk a little bit more about today. And because we're going to be talking about modals, we're going to be talking about a lot of responsibility. So before we begin on the notes, tell me, what are your responsibilities? You can talk about your job, your house, your family, your friends, your dog, anything you have that you're responsible for and you need to take care of. Starting this time with Rafael, we'll go the opposite way. Rafael, what are your responsibilities?
Okay, my responsibilities are to pay the bills. I don't like to do it, but yes, once we spend, we buy things, we need to pay for them. I pay my bills, telephone bill, English studies, what else? I also have to work. For example, as you know, I'm at work right now, but since I have nothing to do, I can study English. I may study English, but if something comes up, I must leave the class immediately and start working. So I think you should know that if I leave, it's not because of your class, but because I need to do it.
Okay, I won't take it too hard.
No, don't hold it against me.
All right, so you have a lot of responsibilities. Martin, what are some of your responsibilities?
Of course, my main responsibility is pay the taxes to the government. And well, else maybe look after my family, my girlfriend, and
All right.
even a little bit, maybe spend a couple of spare minutes with my cat.
Your cat?
Yeah. If you remember, my bloody cat is
Yeah. I love that
terrible.
one.
Yeah, it's terrible. Anyways, just look after him sometime.
Okay. And what kind of responsibilities do you have with your family? What are you responsible for?
Just have a lunch, you know, on Sunday night. Every Sunday night, I have a lunch with my family. It's an occasion to talk each other and to spend the time together.
Very nice.
Because I live in the other village, in the other city, so we are not so close to catch up with each other every day.
Mm.
So it's just occasion to do a kind of tradition. We can call it tradition.
It's a nice tradition. Sounds like a nice one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Martin. Bruno, what are your responsibilities?
My responsibilities are, I think, I have to study for my university studies because in September I will go to German for my traineeship. So
Wow.
I have to study a lot. I have to study English. I must study German, and for my thesis. Then I have a farm, so I have to take care of my animals. I have cows, I have pigs, so I have to take care of them.
Wow. Okay. So you have a lot going on. You have
Yes,
studies, pigs, cows.
a lot of things.
That's funny. All right. Thanks, Bruno. Antonio, how about you? What are your responsibilities?
I'm sorry, I have the micro mute. Well, now I study English because if I want to continue with the studies and to find a work, I need the certificate of English. Yes.
All right.
This
You're
one
working towards your
my
certificate.
responsibility.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Antonio. Ana Milena, what are some of your responsibilities?
Well, my responsibilities at home are taking care of my daughter or my family, work with my pets, studying English, prepare the dinner, play with my daughter, again studying English, go to the market, paying taxes or bills, and my responsibilities at work, it's fulfill my duties of, or I will not have to pay my bills. No more.
All right. You've got a lot going on too. Thanks, Ana Milena. And Alessia, what are some of your responsibilities?
Yeah, sure. Like each other, I have to care my family and the money that I can spend every month for everything I have to do, and I have to thinking about of my bunny because now she's in Italy and I have to organize her move to San Francisco in USA, and it's very difficult because you know to take an animal on a fly is there are many rules and it's not easy. I have to improve my English because I will catch every opportunities I will meet in my travel. And because I'm abroad now, I'm in Ireland, then I moved to USA, so it's very important that to change my job and my horizon. And usually, like anyone, I have to think about my family, my grandfather, my grandmother. That I'm not so like a teen, so it's I think it's normally.
All right. So I put some of those responsibilities in a list, and I will put it in the chat box for you guys. That way, if you get stuck while we're making sentences today, you can look at that list for some creative ideas. Now let's switch over to the notes, and we're going to start talking about these responsibilities a little bit more. So specifically, we're going to be focusing today on have to, supposed to, ought to, and meant to. And we'll be branching out a little bit more as well. So have to, we have the definition and a few examples. Let's have Rafael read that for us about have to. Rafael, maybe you're at work. So let's start with Martine. Martine, will you read that for us?
Yeah. Have to is the same as must, but it sounds less formal. It implies that you don't have a choice. John has to go to work every day. The student have to study tonight.
Thank you very much. And Bruno, can you read about supposed to and the examples?
Yes. To be supposed to means an obligation. It is something that you should do or something that another person expects you to do. Don't forget to use the verb be in front of supposed to. Sally is supposed to meet her friends tonight, and all of the employees are supposed to attend today's meeting.
Thank you very much. Antonio, can you read ought to for us?
Okay. Ought to means a suggestion. You should do something, but you don't have to do it. Examples: we ought to clean the house tonight. Philip ought to help you with your homework. Notice that all of these works are modals. They are followed by a verb.
Thank you very much. Okay, and ought to is roughly similar to another modal, but it's a single word modal. Does anyone know what the synonym of ought to is in the single word modal?
Must, maybe? No.
Not exactly must. Should. Should is a good synonym there. And the main difference is that ought to sounds pretty formal and should does not. So it's the opposite of the first one, where have to sounds less formal and must sounds more formal. Okay. This time we switch it. So should is the one that sounds less formal and ought to sounds a little more formal. All right. We have another short section here which talks a little bit about the differences. And this section, Anna, can you read it for us?
You may feel confused about the slight difference between these words. Just think about what the speaker is implying. I have to do my homework. If I don't, we'll be in trouble. I am supposed to do my homework. If I don't, my teacher will notice that I didn't do it. I ought to do my homework. I don't have to if I don't want to, but I feel I should do it because it want to do well in the class.
Thank you very much. So the only one here that doesn't have an exact equivalent in the single word modals is supposed to. And it just kind of has the meaning of it's an expectation of some outside force. Do you guys have any questions yet on these? Okay, then we're going to do a few fill in the blanks. And Silvana, welcome to class.
Yes, sure. The
Hi,
first
Silvana.
one. Hi, sorry. I just needed to leave. That's why I joined and then it left. The first exercise now, isn't it?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to read the first one and then try to fill in the blank for us?
Yes, sure. Sorry. Willie needs money to pay for his food and house. If he doesn't go to work, he won't have money. He must work. Willie has to go to work.
Yeah, sure. Has to works really well. Okay. Rafael, would you like to do the next one for us, number 2? Rafael, are you there? Aye. I still can't hear you, Rafael.
Can you hear me now?
Aha, now I can hear you.
Okay. I need to set my my microphone. Sorry.
I do that all the time too.
Johnny should help his mother with the housework. His mother would be happy if he did. But if he didn't help her, his mother wouldn't feel bad. Johnny ought to help his mother.
Yeah, ought to. Great. Number 3, Martin.
Joanne wants to be a nurse. To become a nurse, it is necessary to go to a nursing school. Joan is supposed to go to nursing school if she wants to be a nurse. Is supposed to.
Okay, so is supposed to go to nursing school if she wants to be a nurse works pretty well. How about number 4? Antonio, go for number 4.
Okay, Tom's friend is waiting for him at the gym. They made plans to meet at 6 o'clock. His friends will be upset if Tom doesn't go. Tom is supposed to meet his friend.
Outside expectation, exactly.
Yes.
And number 5, Bruno, did you do one yet? No, I think no.
No.
All right, go ahead for number 5, Bruno.
Okay. Lisa tells Nathan that he would be a good manager. She suggests that he apply for a job as a manager. Now Nathan is going to think about that. So Lisa thinks Nathan ought to be a manager.
Excellent. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And although there are multiple possibilities on some of these, the best answers are on the list below. So before we jump into the next one, which is a little more complicated, I want to know, what are some things you guys are supposed to do? In the beginning, we talked about obligations, and those are things that you have to do. Supposed to do is a little bit different because supposed to means it is expected of you, but you don't necessarily have to do it. For instance, I have to make lunch because if I don't, I will starve. I have to make lunch. But I am supposed to do the dishes. If I don't do the dishes, people might be mad at me because the house will be dirty and it's gross. but I don't have to do the dishes. People just expect me to do the dishes. So what are some things that people expect of you, but you don't have to do? Alessia, what do you think?
And sorry, I don't listen I don't hear the last sentence that you tell.
So I was talking about how my roommates expect me to do the dishes. The people I live with, they want me to keep the house clean. And in order to keep the house clean, I need to do the dishes, meaning I am supposed to do the dishes, but I don't always do them. So what are some things that people expect of you that you don't always do?
Oh, oh, many stuff. I suppose that to the people, one that I'm always smiley and friendly and happy, but sometimes I don't. And in this moment, I don't have any other idea about what I supposed, but I don't know. I suppose it's better go to run because your body have
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, well, I think the first example was a really good one because sometimes people expect you to be friendly, but you're not always in a very friendly mood. I find myself in the same situation because, especially in town, I might have people who've seen me before and they smile at me and I don't feel like making conversation, so it's like I want to be friendly, but I just don't feel like it. I'm supposed to be friendly, but I'm not. All right. Ana Milena, what's an example of something you're supposed to do that you don't always do?
An example is I supposed to do that is required to take a walk to my pets.
I see. So your pets expect you to take them for a walk, but you don't always have the time. Is that right?
Yes.
Good one. All right. Antonio, what's something you're supposed to do that you don't always do?
Okay, that the problem is I don't understand. Sorry.
So, have to means must. It's an obligation, right? But supposed to means something that is expected, but it doesn't necessarily have to occur. Meaning something like, I have to pay my rent. I am supposed to keep my apartment clean. So rent is definitely not optional. Unless I want to become homeless, I have to pay my rent. And I'm supposed to clean my apartment because, you know, adults are responsible and they clean their apartments, and so people expect me to clean my apartment. But I don't always do it. I don't always fulfill that expectation. So what's something that you're supposed to do, people expect of you, but you don't always do?
Put an example. Okay. Well, for example, I have to pay. Or I must pay my rent of the mobile phone. I am supposed to clean the plates.
Yeah, that works well. Or you could even say something like, I have to pay pay my mobile phone and I'm supposed to pay it on time.
Okay.
Right. Right. Bruno, what's
Yes.
something you're supposed to do that you don't always do?
I'm supposed to help my father with his works and to help my grandmother to I don't know, care of her animals, etc.
But you don't always have the time?
No, unfortunately, no.
Yeah, that's difficult. All right. Martin, what's something you're supposed to do that you don't always do?
All right. I'm supposed to be a successful sportsman, but sometimes I don't come first.
All right. Sometimes you don't come through. You don't have the energy?
It's no, it's just a fancy sentence. It's not.
Okay. An
An
example. Got it. Well, it's a good one. Thanks, Martin.
No worries.
Rafael, give us an example of something you're supposed to do that you don't always do.
Hear me?
Rafael, yeah, now I hear you.
I'm supposed to go to the gym every day, but I don't go when I feel lazy. People don't expect me to go to the gym every day. It's something that I try to do. I mean, I try to do it myself, but sometimes I skip it.
Okay, so you expect yourself to keep to your goals of going to the gym, but you don't always fulfill your own expectations.
Yes, you're right.
Great. Good example. Maybe not a great situation, but a good example. All right. And Silvana, give us an example of something you're supposed to do that you don't always do.
Well, I'm supposed to Skype with my mother every day.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes. But I don't always do that. And I ended up calling her once a week.
That's very understandable. Do you live far away from your mother?
Yes. She lives in Argentina and I live in Turkey, so
Wow, that's really far away.
quite a deep distance.
All right, thanks for your sentence, Silvana.
You're welcome.
And now let's move on to the next page of our document. Alessia, can you read the first part that I'm highlighting here?
Yeah, sure. They are fairly interchangeable in many everyday contexts, but there are differences in the tone of voice. Mean to has more philosophical sound, as in fate, while supposed to might refer to a transgression or snafu or some sort. What's snafu mean?
A snafu is an incident that did not go as planned.
Okay. For example, despite the best effort of the director, the actors, and the rest of the crew, the movie didn't do well. It just wasn't meant to be a blockbuster. Try to substituting supposed to here, and it sounds way wonky.
Thank you very much. So, right now we're comparing meant to and supposed to. We just talked a lot about what supposed to means, that there's an outside expectation. And meant to is very similar. Most of the time they can be used in the same context, but meant to has a slightly more philosophical sound, or like fate, destiny, kind of. And what about wonky? What's wonky?
Mm, I have heard it, but I don't remember the meaning.
Does anyone know what wonky means, or a good synonym maybe for wonky?
When the person don't like make the other thing, make things. The person prefer stay sit in or sit in in the chair, or maybe watch the movie, or the person don't like move. No?
I think you're thinking of a different word, although I'm not sure what word. Maybe lazy?
Yes.
Lazy would be kind of like what you described, but wonky is a little bit different. Does anyone else have an idea of what wonky means?
It's like the sense is the meaning is like someone that work on the line.
Work on the line? What line?
It's like it's like it's an adjective.
It is an adjective.
Someone is like not a literal sense, a literal meaning, but someone is not sure where, or something that is not sure, that don't have a sure position.
Yeah, I think you're getting at the correct definition. So it's something that's not quite right or a little bit strange.
Okay.
So here they're saying that although most of the time these two phrases are interchangeable, in this example, the context makes it so that it is not, because they're talking about fate. And supposed to means that things are planned in a particular way. Meant to means that it was fate or destiny that made it that way. You can think of meant to talking a little bit about love, like it was meant to be. We were meant to fall in love. It was destiny. It was fate. But saying it was supposed to, like we were supposed to fall in love, doesn't quite work, because supposed to means like it was planned. Like I planned to fall in love with him, and then we did fall in love. Doesn't usually work that way. So, Anna, can you read the other example using a similar situation with a different phrase? This one?
Okay. Despite the best efforts of the director, the actors, and the rest of the crew, the movie didn't do well. It just wasn't supposed to be a blockbuster. Well, what can I say? I was supposed to be a blockbuster. Unfortunately, I wasn't meant to become one. So the context matters.
Right. So here we have, in the second sentence, we have a better description of how we use them. Well, what can I say? It was supposed to be a blockbuster, as in it was planned to be a blockbuster. They wanted it and they acted, they put effort in because they planned it to be a blockbuster, but unfortunately, fate did not have that in store. It was not destiny to be a blockbuster, even though they planned it that way. All right. Any questions on this before we write our own sentences?
Yeah. If to understand, mean to, I could use, or I could read like in a fable story, in a fairy story.
Yes, exactly.
The princess mean to marry, I don't know, the king.
Yeah, exactly. So in many contexts, it has more of a fairy tale kind of maybe intonation. But we could also use it in everyday speech, something like, oh, I meant to take out the trash, but I forgot. And that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
something like, I intended to, but I didn't.
I get it.
All right.
Okay.
So go ahead, guys, and write 2 sentences, one using meant to and one using supposed to. And then we'll talk a little bit about the differences. And put them in the chat box whenever you're ready.
And sorry, Michaela.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't catch you. What we have to do?
Write one sentence using meant to
Yeah.
and one sentence using supposed to,
Yeah.
and put them in the chat box when you're ready.
No. But it's okay. Okay. Yes.
Awesome. Rafael, read us your sentences.
Okay, the son of the king is meant to be the replacement king in the future, and the king is supposed to take care of the kingdom.
Yeah, awesome. That's an excellent way to define the difference between these two phrases. Do you watch Game of Thrones, Rafael?
Yes, and I love it.
Excellent. Me too.
I'm a huge fan of them.
These sentences reminded me of Game of Thrones a little bit. Excellent sentences.
Yeah, but hard English. I can say that it's a hard English.
Yeah, for sure, because they use kind of funny phrases that are Old English, and I think probably also a lot of British English that maybe I'm less used to, but it is pretty difficult.
Yes, I confess that I watch American TV with no subtitles, and it's not a problem, but I cannot watch this show without subtitles.
Wow, so you find the accent and the terminology makes a big difference for you between American and English.
Oh, for sure. I was so sad because I was trying to understand what Adele, the singer, was saying in an interview, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it's tough. It really is. Even for sometimes native English speakers, it can cause confusion for sure. Okay, let's see. We've got a few more sentences. Ali or Alessia, I assume.
Ale, yeah.
All right, read your sentences for us.
She is supposed to visit Rome during her holidays, but before she have to meet her sister in Paris.
Great one. Excellent sentence. And are you still working on your meant to sentence?
I'm doing it.
All right.
Give me
Keep
one
working.
second more. Thank
Go ahead. Take your time. We have plenty of time. And if, like Rafael, you're already done with your sentences, you're welcome to try some of the other phrases we've worked with today, or to try some other multiple word modals like had better. Had better is a good example that we might go over a little bit more. So you can try some other multiple word modals or just some modal sentences in general if you guys have any questions. Bruno, read us your sentences.
Okay. My sister is supposed to be good with her studies.
Mary?
One is I would have been a pathologist, but I am meant to become an engineer.
Excellent. Awesome. So your sister is expected to be good with her studies, and
Yes.
your destiny is to become an engineer instead of a paleontologist.
Yes, that's right.
And do you have interest in paleontology?
Yes, when I was a child, I liked it.
Very cool.
Paleontologist and archaeologist too, because I like the dinosaurs, the old animals who once lived in the planet.
Yeah, really cool. Awesome interest. All right, Martin, can you read your sentences for us?
Yep. I mean to do my workout, but my cat began to disturb me. I am supposed to do my workout, but my cat began to disturb me.
Oh. Thanks, Martin. Great sentences. They're pretty much interchangeable here. And Anna, read us your sentences.
I meant to play tennis when I was a little girl, and I take my clothes to the laundry. Supposed to do it 2 days ago was 2.
Okay, so in the first sentence, are you trying to say that you intended to, but that you didn't? You
Yes.
intended to play tennis, but you never did.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Great sentences, Anna. Thank you.
Okay.
And Ali, can you read us your
Yeah.
second sentence?
But I'm not sure. I think it isn't correct. The sentence. I try because I'm not sure. Something there are people that aren't meant to meet.
Yeah, that's a great sentence. So you're saying that there's fate or a destiny that two people are never going to meet.
Okay.
Very cool. Thanks. And I'm not sure. I think we might still be waiting for a couple. But for those of you who are done, try a sentence with one of the other phrases we talked about or had better, which is another fun multiple word modal that you guys can use. Can anyone give us a good definition for had better?
To have something more? Michaela?
Oh, kind of. Not exactly. Sorry. I'm
Sorry,
muted.
because I heard like a echo.
You what?
I have a strange sound on the voice, a noise on your voice.
Yeah, I think there's an echo because Bruno's audio is acting a little funny, so I muted him really quick. Bruno, if you have two Verbling pages open, that might be the cause of the echo. And if there's some other cause, it won't be a problem. We'll just keep you on mute unless you want to say something. All right. So had better is usually used for advice. Like, you had better keep your room clean. Or you could even use it as a threat.
I suppose you had better if you go now.
Huh? What was that?
I suppose you had better if you go now, because you have to take a train.
Can you put that sentence in the chat box? I'm having trouble understanding exactly what it means. All right, Martin, excellent sentence, but this is the only example of a multiple word modal set that does not use to. So we don't need to there. It would be more correct to say, you had better lose some kilos.
Ah, okay, all right.
But it's a good sentence, kind of a threatening one, like, you had better lose kilos or you'll have a heart attack. All right. Okay, so I think now you had better go.
Okay.
So we need to use these modals in front of a verb of some kind. We need a main verb.
Okay.
All right, great. So in this case, it would sound much better if we said, I think now you had better go. If you go, or if you're going to catch the train. So.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And do you guys have any other comments or questions before we finish up class today? Raphael, read us your sentence.
I had better keep it the way it was so I don't get caught.
Ooh, that's an intriguing sentence.
That's what I do when I'm in the kitchen. When I'm in the kitchen, because my mom doesn't like when I go to the kitchen and do things, because I make it messy, be messy.
That's pretty funny. So you don't want her to know. Excellent. Awesome. If you guys are still writing sentences that we did not get to go over today, you're welcome to read them out right now really quick or send them to me on my Verbling or my Facebook inbox. Anything else before we leave class today?
No, thanks.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And I have another class coming up now talking about climate change and the environment. So maybe I'll see you guys again. And if not, I hope to see you again in the next few days. Thanks, everyone.
Hello.
Bye.
Bye.